Hey there, it's Papa Crund. We are here today sort of going over a little bit of information about accountability, I guess. Had some interesting thoughts on it, so let's get into it. Had some interesting conversations here since the announcement that I made the other day that I'd be streaming on YouTube at night. And focusing on YouTube and TikTok content. And I realized that some people may not understand that sometimes it is important that you are able to pivot from situations that may not be helping you grow, that you can integrate the changes, and that you're then able to evaluate the successes or, utility of the situation and what you've kind of changed, if it's working, if it's not working. A lot of people don't seem to understand that constant change is pretty much required in business, streaming, life, anything that you're doing that's worth doing. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm some successful entrepreneur or super successful streamer, or that my life is 100% in order, because it's not. Nobody's is. But I can say that I have become very good at making adjustments as needed to make sure that my projects or my life continues on the level that I need it to be at for me to be comfortable and happy and feel successful. I think it's something that may not be readily apparent to everybody, but I use what I call PI, which is exactly what I just spoke of: pivot, integrate, evaluate. So whenever I'm working on a project, whether this be for work, I used to work in sales, whether it be a life situation like we'll say my current weight, or whether it is in streaming, where I saw a constant decline in numbers for more than a week. I think that there is value to the ability to be a little fluid in what you're doing. Speaking of streaming, the industry's constantly changing. There's always constant new exciting games coming out, or items for you to mess around with and learn and show off the capabilities of what the items may be capable of, things like that, tutorial videos. There's always stuff going on that people can make content for, which will sometimes make the content that you're working on, or the content that you've been successfully doing for a while, a little bit irrelevant. I mean, there's also the human factor. Sometimes when you do something continuously over and over and over, it gets a little boring. Like, us as creators have to adjust what we're doing and make it more relevant to ourselves to bring the energy required to keep an audience entertained. So that is what I'm doing with the switch over to focusing on YouTube and TikTok, as well as, playing WoW and gaming content on YouTube, while maintaining my Twitch, my mornings for my community, my chatting, the marbles, things like that. Everything in life is constantly changing, and you have to change along with it, or you won't see the success that you want to see. And I think for me personally, that making that switch to promoting YouTube content and, doing a TikTok a day, I think that it will help me, one, grow, two, it'll give me new things to, chew on, new things to get me excited for what I'm trying to get done. I think that there's also a little bit of accountability that has to be taken. It's hard to accept the fact that, my content was getting boring. I was losing viewers, I was losing viewership as a direct relation to me not being energized by what I'm doing. Or, previous experience for myself, I wasn't getting sales that I would normally get because I wasn't attacking it with the same energy, because I expected the sale. So I wasn't trying to improvise and make, whatever I was, trying to sell, something I believed in. I wasn't making it exciting enough for people that normally just told me yes to want to continue telling me yes. And it's hard to accept the accountability that maybe we're just not putting our all into it, or not putting as much into it as we used to. And accountability plays a huge factor in success. It always has, always will. That being said, there's a ton of opportunity out there for everybody, a ton of opportunity out there for any project that we're wanting to work on, as content creators, as small business owners, for those of you that don't do content creation that may be watching, and in life. There's a lot that can be accomplished still, and a lot that's not being taken with full energy yet. So remember, as you grow and as you notice declines that last more than a couple days, because there's always those different situations that will cause decline in sales in, you know, the numbers behind the streaming or content creation, and in life. There's always going to be those down periods where stuff doesn't go as you want. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something wrong, but notice the trend when it starts happening so you can keep an eye on it. And if it continues, or if it becomes an actual trend, at that point, make your adjustments you need to make sure that you are staying up with everything that you're trying to accomplish. Be accountable. Pivot, integrate, and evaluate what you're doing. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure those notifications are turned on. We do stream over on Twitch as well every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. to noon Central Time. We also stream here on YouTube on this channel from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, on those 3 days, you'll see a new video upload here on YouTube at 8 a.m. You can also find me over on TikTok at Papa Crund. You can find me on Twitter at Crund Papa. Everything I got for you. Have a wonderful day. I hope to see you again soon.